Hey guys, I did forget to close the pocket, so we're just putting glue on both sides. Remember, well, I guess we could. Now, let's leave the, well, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and glue it all the way up to our new score line, and that way it will help keep that element of our build here working well. All right, so we got that down. So now we've got a closed pocket. There we go. And then that'll do that. Love it. Okay, so let's, that didn't stay down. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so what are we going to close next? All right, so this is, that's going to fall out of there every time, I have a feeling. So this is the first gusset in our file folders, and then this one closes up over that, and this is our second gusset of our file folders. Okay, so that would bring this page up, and oh, this page is going to be very interesting. So I don't think I'll have enough time to put those two together. So I think I had these together. And what were I gonna do with you? I don't know. That one with that. I don't know where this little bugger went, because I think I had this up here. Maybe it goes with this one. So this one, I cut this a little too short. So I saved the strip that I cut off of it. And let's see, which side? This side. Okay. So I thought, since I have a strip, I might as well do something kind of a little more interesting with it. So I didn't ink this up so well to accommodate what I want to do. So I'm going to ink up into the center of the page more. I am recording, yes. And I don't know what's going on with my phone. I tried to work on it while I was off camera, and it's just not wanting to stay recording. So I do apologize. Okay, so I'm gonna put this to just before our fold line, leaving a nice little edge all the way around. And this might need a little trimming. Let's see. No, it looks good. It looks good. And then this little strip, I thought, well, that would be kind of neat to put it right at the edge and leave a little strip of green, just a little strip. Just a little strip of green in between the two. See, you can't even see it, I don't believe. But there's just an 1/8 of an inch strip there of the green showing through in between these two pieces. But I have the part that I cut off matching up. Well, actually it doesn't. Let's see, where did I have this piece? Is it down? Ah, it's this way. Okay, so did I put top over here? I think I need to, just so I can remember. Here's it's not my pencil, but there. Okay. So I thought that would be, you know, something that was a little interesting. So we have this, and then we have this coming to the edge. And when I say the edge, I mean, let's see if I can move this up. Down here at the bottom of the file folder, our long side, and then there's that little dip that makes the top part of the folder. So where it ends, I'm going to put this piece butt it right up to that corner before the little dip into the folder, and put it across. And now I think you can see that there's a little strip right here. Yeah. So that will be a little more interest on the page and not something that's like, you know, normally stuff. And this goes across here. So I was thinking we could do a belly band with this, with a pretty pocket, you know, decorate our pocket like we've been doing, and we can leave the pocket on the top. So it'll be dual purpose. Now I've already folded a 1/2 inch on one side just to save a little time. And I'm only going to take it on this main page. I'm not going to bring it out to the strip. So let me find where I put my pencil. Wow. I tell ya, me and pencils. And this is a big honkin' pencil too. I think I'd be able to keep up with it a little bit better. Okay, so I'm lining this up with this edge, and then I'm gonna make a mark on to the envelope where I want the fold line to be to make the belly band. And then bring over our yeah, I'm not going to use that because it's not lining up properly. And get my little stylist here. And we're going to just put a score mark down where that line was. I'm going to make a cool belly band. Cool belly band. And this is quite thick. And actually, I think I'm going to take off the little excess of the flap because it is kind of bunching up on me. So when I make my fold, it will be a nicer fold and it will lay down flatter. There we go. There we go. Good. Okay. So that will make a cool belly band, and it's a little shorter than I wanted it. So I'm just going to, oh, I see, I did not really fold it on the fold line. It's I just kind of went and made my own after taking the time. Let's give this a good burnish. Okay, now let's see how we're doing. There's that edge and there's that edge. Good. Just try and take that fold out of there. Good, 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 good. And erase my mark. Good. Okay. So I think if we decorate this first before we put it down, it's going to be a whole lot easier. So we're going to close this up. I'm going to keep my envelope. We're getting close, guys. We're getting close. And I want to show you, this is not too thick. So far, it is not too thick. And one of these pages has all of the bits and pieces in it, and it's all clumped together, but it's not going to be clumped together. So we're still looking really good. And so I'm very excited about that. Let's find, now this is fun. This is a fun piece. But I do want to do my window. So I don't really want to waste cutting out the right there, that little man would be right there. So I have some roses I can decorate. I actually wouldn't mind leaving some of this and just decorating around the verbiage, because that's cute. I don't know. you know, it's all up to you. So I think I will cut these roses out for decoration around the front of the window. Let's see. That's a big, beautiful butterfly. And we have her, but I think we need something that's a little smaller in, you know, just a little smaller to accommodate the window instead of such a large piece. Such a large piece. So let's see. This one is the one that only printed halfway. Let's see if there's something here. So we have these beautiful roses. So we could have like this little scene in there. We could do this little scene. The butterfly is gonna just be too small. We could do, I don't think we could do postcard and get much of the roses in, but we could do the postcard, which would be kind of neat because it's an envelope. And so, but I'd want the postcard to go straight across. I wouldn't want it angled because then you wouldn't really be able to read all of it. So let's see. I am going to cut, let's see, I'm going to cut right here. And I'm going to cut right here. Okay. So, we're just going to make this a little smaller now. And I want to cut this just in the direction that I made my mark. And then I'm going to cut this in the direction I made my mark. No, I don't want to do that. Let's see. All right. Okay, that makes it a little smaller so we can see what we got. Okay, so if we put the word postcard right there, then you have the little bits of flower. And we could cut off the little bits of flower. Let's see, I'm going to get my pencil and I'm going to make a mark in a few different spots where it ends. So I'm making a mark just inside, no, just outside of the opening of this window on this piece of paper that I've stuck down in there, so that I know that if I cut it at that area, where's my pencil mark? Right there. That if I cut it at that area, I will still have space for that. But now I can come and I can cut right across there and then fussy cut these flowers out. And they will be sticking on the top of the envelope. Isn't that cool? I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to pull this back, because you know me and making a straight line without assistance. Excuse me. So I'm just going to have to guesstimate here. Okay, here we go. All right. Ooh, I need to get a new blade for this puppy. Need to get a new blade. All right. So we can put this back in here. And I love seeing this space reserved for postmark on there as well. And you just get a teeny bit of the flowers. I am so sorry. My allergies have been quite bad. And And then I will cut the flowers out and put them across the top here. I could even leave that little orange space, which would make them fit much better, because there is some up underneath the opening. Okay, looks like I've got an E written on there. There's a little E on there. Oh, no, it's in the paper. Okay. All right, so, see, I'm only getting about like this much of the rose, and there's that much left. I probably could have cut it quite a bit shorter, or I'll just leave, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna leave this area for postmark. I'm gonna cover it up because the roses are just not gonna work properly when you can't see that much of it. And I'll leave the orange in there, and I'll do it just like that. Very pretty. Yeah, that's super cool. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. And we can go ahead and hold this and just put glue right up at the top. Yep, just put glue right up at the top. If your glue is working, don't sprinkle out too much. Make sure that you're, oh, it didn't stick. Straight? Yeah, it's straight. So, you want to make sure none of it comes out and closes your envelope. We don't want that. Okay, and that's pretty much all you're gonna have to do for that piece. And then we'll fussy cut that out, and once I do that, I'll come back and show you. I'm not gonna have you sit and watch me fussy cut. And, excuse me, I did end up cutting my butterfly, but I can put him right like that. I can fussy cut this whole thing out. And so I think I'll do that. I'm going to do some fussy cutting. I'm going to fussy cut this little sucker out right here. I'm going to fussy cut this little piece here. And I think I'll fussy cut this little bit out here. And that will help me to cover all the bits and pieces that I don't want shown. I might even do this sprig of purple. Yeah, sprig of purple. Okay, so lots of fussy cutting coming out from me, guys. Now, you know, if you've got, of course, you can just do a piece of paper, cover it all if you don't want to worry about the window. You can do the paper and measure in where you're going to want it, and then cut out your inner space. You can use a die cut. You can get your piece of paper that's going to fit over the thing, and if you got a die cut that will show the majority of this, figure out where you're going to want the die cut it, and then, you know, you will be able to see the window through. It doesn't really matter. You can even die cut and decorate through the die cut. You don't necessarily have to decorate through this. You can do a die cut and use a piece of acetate and copy, you know, stamp something, or run it through your copier and put something pretty on it. So lots of options. You do not have to do it exactly like I'm doing it, or if you find it too stressful to try and cut your paper out to fit the pockets, then don't worry about it. Just come up with a different plan, or just use bits and pieces that are going to cover things up, okay? So that you don't have to see all of the things you don't want to see. Just keep fussy cutting stuff out. I've got these little roses that I can fussy. Oh, I thought I was gonna sneeze. So then all we're going to do, since I've got the inside done, all we're gonna do, since all I'm going to do is fussy cut the rest of that, let's go ahead and put this down. Alright, so now make sure you know what fold line you're working on, and this has not got any gusset to it, so I know that I'm going to put it right along which fold line. Make sure I'm going to have a little edge of green all the way around. Right, and then we can glue this down, and I'm making mine a belly band, so I'm not going to be gluing down any sides. Oh, and one thing we did not do is to make it easier to get into the pocket. See, let's just find our fun spot that we want this in. Doesn't have to be centered. It can be anywhere on the page you want it. Whatever works for you. If there's something pretty on your page, move it down. Nothing says it has to be in the center. Just make it work for the way you want it. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my little strip and I'm going to make sure that I've got the side that matches. And I'm going to put this down just as a kind of little decorative element. Just a little extra yumminess on the page. Let's line it up with the top and the bottom and try and make it the same distance from the mat that we already laid down. And there we go. All right. Come out a little bit more, but I don't think I'm going to get it moved. So there. I don't know, can you see that little strip of green in there? I'm so sorry for my lighting and everything, guys. This is the best I could do. And we are going to come up with something to, you know, because when you have a belly band, you want a stopper down here. Sorry, you can't see me. You want a stopper down here so that your stuff won't just fall out. So we will come up with a stopper. It will probably be, you know, when we come back and do more decorative stuff. That's that. And I'm going to cut out all my fussy cutting, so then when I come out to do the next page, I will show you what I did with my fussy cutting. All right, guys? Love you guys so much. Mwah! Thank you so much for watching and for your patience and your understanding with my wonderful setup here. And I hope everybody's finding some great time for crafting. And, you know, fall is in the air, and even here in Florida, there's, you know, a little bit of fall in the air. Very little. It's still upper 80s, okay? It's still upper 80s. But in the evenings, it does get down low 70s, upper 60s. Just barely. And so that does make it kind of nice. Anyway, I love you all, and I will talk to you guys later. And so Wednesday is my big trek out to the other coast. I'm going to visit my parents. You know, they're both dead, so I'm visiting their graves. Putting some flowers on there and stuff. And but I am going to see one gal that has a storage unit full of lace and crafty items. So I'm really super stoked about seeing that. And then I go to my little club meeting, and then there's another lady that's at the club meeting that has gone through her stash and destashed. So I should have a bunch of goodies to show you guys. But I hope to keep the videos coming. Love you all much. Mwah. In fact, this might be airing on Wednesday, so when you hear it, you'll know I'm out having a good time. Woo woo! Love you all so much. Talk to you later. Bye.